Welcome back to the workshop. I'm Josh, and this week we are looking at all types of knife sharpeners. They come in so many different shapes and forms, and we're going to give an overview of a couple of major categories, help you understand how to use your knife sharpener, or figure out which sharpener is best for you. Stay tuned.
Hello, welcome to my shop. I'm Kyle Crawford, Workshop Brand Manager. As Josh noted, there is countless ways to sharpen a knife. What I'm going to cover here is a quick overview of the manual sharpening category and things to consider when you're looking for your next manual sharpener. What I've done here is broken down sharpeners into 4 core categories. We've got our pull-through sharpeners, our benchtop benchstone sharpeners, benchtop angle control sharpeners, and jigging clamp sharpeners. Starting with the pull-throughs, there's 2 form factors that you're going to see that are really common. Sharpeners with a handle that provide a stable kitchen countertop or shop workbench sharpening experience, or those that are more compact and fit in your pack, your tackle box, your toolbox, even your pocket. The technology is all very similar in that most of these pull-through sharpeners are using a carbide slot to pull your knife through for that first stage of sharpening, and then use a secondary stage for ceramic honing. So you're pulling through a carbide, you're pulling through a ceramic. Very quick and easy to use. They create a functional working edge, and this category of sharpener is very modestly priced. So the point of entry is very easy and very low cost. One of the things to consider if you embark on this pull-through category of sharpeners is where you want to sharpen and what you want to sharpen. These form factors are more stable on a countertop. These are going to fit in your pack. So you're going to sharpen at home in your shop or out in the field. Also, what you want to sharpen. Just knives or knives and tools. Some of these sharpeners, these are really going to excel at knife sharpening. Very easy, pull through carbide, pull through ceramic, great for knife sharpening. But if you want to sharpen more than that, some of these other sharpeners start to bring added features where you can sharpen scissors, lawn and garden tools, a wide range of cutting implements. So just make those considerations for where you want to sharpen and what you want to sharpen, and you'll be able to navigate successfully through this pull-through category. The next is bench stones. Everything from an Arkansas stone to a synthetic combination grit stone to a diamond stone. There are no shortage of choices here in this category to put an edge on a knife or tool in a bench stone. Things to consider here again are where you want to sharpen. Do you want to be on your bench top so that you would pursue a more stable benchtop platform sharpener, or do you want to bring that sharpening experience out in the field and you have something more compact that can fit in your pack, your tackle box, your toolbox, or throw in your side pocket on your Carhartts when you're out working in the yard? Price points vary greatly here. You can get a very cost-effective, low-priced whetstone that'll certainly put an edge on a knife. You can also go the other way and spend hundreds of dollars on just a single grit stone. So there's a lot of choices to be made here with price point. Now what you're buying within that price point is different materials or different levels of quality. From a skill level standpoint, these are going to require more skill. Most of these require you, the user, to have that skill to maintain the edge angle. As you can see, these are all just flat stones that you introduce your knife to. The work sharp solution here, like the guided sharpening system and the guided field sharpener, yes, guides. We are providing that edge angle for you so that you can start to establish and learn that edge angle you want to create that muscle memory. So there are high and low skill solutions within the category. And then from an edge performance standpoint, you can get incredibly keen edges off these solutions, but it will require multiple grits. such as this one here. There's 3 grits from coarse, medium, and fine to shape, sharpen, and hone your knife. You will not be able to get that incredibly keen edge using just a single grit. Also, the field sharpener has coarse and fine diamond, ceramic to hone, a leather strop. So it's going to bring you from that shaping and repair all the way through that final edge refinement on a strop. So there's something here for everybody from a price, skill, and performance standpoint. So I hope that helps bring you in the right direction for which way you would like to pursue your bench stone sharpening. For those looking for a little bit more angle control and precision, there are some benchtop solutions that bring geometry into the product for you. This solution here presents these ceramic honing rods at a set angle where you will just bring the knife vertically across those surfaces to sharpen the edge. There's going to be a little bit more commitment in price point here. They come in at more of a medium price. The ease of use is definitely increased from a bench stone. This set angle is going to really help you get started on that edge angle journey much more quickly. You still have to hold that knife vertical as you traverse down this angle guided rod, but it will help you establish those edge angles and get started. From an edge performance standpoint, you can create and maintain incredibly keen edges on these types of solutions, but they do tend to lean more towards finer grit abrasives. So it's about maintenance here. Daily, every other day, frequently maintain your knife on these solutions to keep that edge and peak performance. If it starts to degrade or gets damaged, these medium and fine grit solutions can be a real challenge to establish that sharp edge again and or get any damage out. Lastly is the Jigging Clamp family. This is where you're going to find precision and repeatability. These solutions provide a clamp to set your knife, different edge angles, and multiple grit abrasives. So you can clamp your knife, set your edge angle, traverse the abrasive across your edge, and move from coarse to fine grit abrasives. Again, these are going to be a step up in your commitment and your sharpening equipment. The point of entry here is going to be a little bit more meaningful price point, and you can go all the way up to and above $1,000 if you're looking for a very premium Jigging Clamp based sharpener. Now, from an ease of use standpoint, they can be easier than learning the core skill on a bench stone, but you still have to learn the mechanism, you still have to learn grit progressions, so there's still a learning curve when investing in one of these Jigging Clamp sharpeners. The edge angle performance can be amazing. They're going to provide the multiple grits you need from coarse and medium and fine to repair and sharpen and hone. So if you spend the time and really commit to each grit progression, you can come out with incredibly keen edges. So that's this space here in Jigging Clamp. Easy to use, going to be modestly priced, but the performance level and the rewards can be great. So that's just a quick overview of the sharpening category in manuals. We're going to get into more detail about these specific sharpeners and get into more demonstration applications. This really just kicks off the conversation. Now, I want to hear from you. What are you using when you sharpen at home in the field? What is your experience of benchtop sharpening? How are your jigging clamps working? And what about pull-throughs? They have their place. They're a great viable solution. What are you using? Where are you successful? Where are you failing? Where can we help? Well, that's it from my shop and manual sharpeners. Back to you, Josh. Tell us about the wide range of power sharpeners available.
Thanks, Kyle. So when it comes to powered sharpening, the categories are not quite as cut and dry. We'll break it down into things you would find in the shop and things you would find in the house. I guess before I say that, we should probably mention that many electric or powered sharpeners are used in commercial industries and by the knife manufacturers. These are usually large belts or wheeled type sharpeners. They may look similar to this, although there's a slightly different form factor where there's an abrasive wheel and the knife comes and makes contact with that wheel at a set angle. Belts are similar where there's a large belt. It's usually 2 inches by 72. Those are on the commercial side. For the consumer and home use, these are more or less the form factors we're looking at. Let's dive into some of the kitchen sharpeners and see how they work and what they offer. This is typically what you'll find when looking at a kitchen knife sharpener. It's an enclosed unit with slots which guide your knife at the proper angle. The guide holds the knife in the slot as it makes contact with an abrasive. That's either a diamond wheel, an abrasive disc, or an abrasive belt. Those are designed abrasives for knife sharpening. Different features that are found among these are the quality of the guide, the quality of the abrasive, and sometimes whether or not that abrasive can be replaced or if the whole machine needs to be thrown out when that abrasive expires. Most electric sharpeners are going to come with a different set of instructions because there's a slightly different form factor. The basics are the same. You're going to shape the profile of the blade, you're going to sharpen that, and then you're going to refine or remove the burr. Some machines have 3 different slots for that, and others can do all of that with one single slot. Some sharpeners have a combination of electric and manual. They'll have an electric motor with an abrasive to shape and sharpen that blade, and then a ceramic pull-through or an offset ceramic wheel that allows for quick refinement and honing so that you can touch up your knives daily or with every use. There's a wide variety of price and expectation with electric kitchen sharpeners. I would say in general they're priced middle of the road. They require an intermediate level of skill. Although there are guides for your knife, it's important to understand how to use an electric tool. Because it sharpens faster, if used incorrectly, it can damage faster. I would also say that for the most part, they deliver functional results. I would be happy to sharpen my knife on most electric sharpeners and get right back to work. Some of them, usually dependent on price, can achieve some really exceptional sharp results, and typically that correlates to how many phases or steps and how powerful the abrasive is to truly reshape that blade rather than just touch it up. Now let's move over to sharpeners built for the workshop. With powered sharpeners in general, the abrasive is moving rather than the operator moving the knife. You still have to move the knife to make contact with the full length of the blade, but the abrasive is doing the work rather than the operator applying pressure to remove material. Now, most electric sharpeners, especially for the shop, are versions of technology that are used in large fabrication shops and knife factories where the primary abrasive is either an abrasive belt or wheel. And in this case, we've got a couple of examples. The Tormek uses a large circular water stone. It rotates through a water bath to build up a slurry and to regulate the temperature of the wheel. It removes material and the operator draws the knife across the stone. And then you finish on a leather wheel, honing that burr and leaving a refined edge. I would rate this system separate from most consumer systems because it is a little bit more intensive. This is definitely a bit more expensive. It does offer a top-of-the-line performance. It's advanced to use. There are some jigs and angle guides you can put in place, but there's some understanding that has to be taken into consideration before you walk up and sharpen on one of these systems. But it is capable of delivering some amazing results. Stones are an excellent way to create a refined edge, as it's a low grit or a high grit, I should say, abrasive that's very fine and removes material very slow. When we get into some of these others, and obviously these are all work sharp tools, but we built our tools around the belt technology that we find in knife factories, and we scaled that down to a more consumer-friendly option. They range from the combo knife sharpener up to the elite knife sharpener, and so with that you get a variety of price and skill and performance. I would say in general electric sharpeners for the shop have functional or top-of-the-line performance. It's depending on really the price. and most of the time the price is middle of the road, or you can upgrade and it ends up being a little bit more expensive. In general, these are power tools. They require a little bit of skill and understanding to use, but as any power tool, once you understand that, it's extremely functional. Overall, when it comes to electric sharpeners, these are the two main categories, and the kitchen sharpeners are going to be a little bit more clean. They're a little bit more specialized, aimed at kitchen knives and sharpening in the kitchen, and that's compared to these shop sharpeners that are a little more gritty. They require a little bit more skill because they are more exposed, but they're also somewhat more capable. They can usually sharpen other tools as well as just knives. Beyond kitchen knives, they can sharpen outdoor knives and hunting knives, sometimes even woodworking tools, garden tools, and other things with an edge. There are hundreds of different ways to sharpen your knife. Hopefully you saw something here today that looked like a tool you have around the house. Hopefully we taught you a little bit more about that tool and how to use it. Let us know what you thought in the comments. If there's something you want to see more of, let us know. In the meantime, hit that subscribe button. We'll be here next week and you'll be the first one to hear about it. For now, I'm Josh, and I'll see you next week at the workshop. Thanks for tuning in this week. If you want to check out some of our previous videos, click the link here, or if you want to subscribe, click down here. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.